Hey guys, it's the end of Mother's Day. I hope y'all had a good day today. And for me, I didn't have much happen to me today. Uh, I spent some time with my mom and my dad. It was a chill day, but in terms of plot progression in my life, I don't think much happened. And, you know, in the past couple of days, a lot of things happened, and after you have a sort of slow day with not much plot, not much action, you feel kind of restless. You're like, what am I doing with my life? I need to start doing something. So that's all I really felt today. And I didn't really have much of a topic coming in for this video until I saw this one video on my feed that was titled, What what women let attractive men get away with, on my feed. And I didn't click on it, I wasn't interested in looking at it, but I am well aware of this phenomenon. Like, I've been knowing about this since COVID, when all that was popular, talking about it. I don't know why people are still talking about it. It's kind of crazy, talking about the same things over. But no, it's a real phenomenon, and it upsets a lot of men. And when I saw that, I think that sort of reminded me of my own personal journey and how I got here to vlogging and how I see life nowadays. So yeah, back in the day, I used to be really upset about those things. It's not like I try to look smacks or anything, but it would I would really care about whether someone saw me as attractive or non-attractive, or whether someone was giving me the privileges that they would give to someone else. And I feel like if they didn't give me those same privileges, I would feel not really disrespected or anything, but I would feel quite upset, and I would feel really down on myself that I just inherently wasn't worthy. And a lot of that stuff got into my head ever since college. You could say it started almost 8 years ago, where I was really self-conscious about whether people wanted to be around me without me even talking, just, inherently from my attractiveness or from whatever, my race, if they um, if they felt gravitated toward me. And I think in that state, I was really attracted to sort of this, um, human psychology, attractiveness psychology, where, I described some people having more privilege than others. And that really explained a lot of what I was experiencing as sort of, an Asian average looking dude and predominantly in the East Coast, a predominantly white environment. And it was hard to make sense out of feeling like I was charismatic enough, curious enough, intelligent enough, but yet not being able to make friends or not being able to, be liked by girls. And that this sort of philosophy of looks and aesthetics and how that affects how people see you. It really explained a lot of things, and it made me feel seen for one of the first times. And not only that, but the people that sort of join these communities are particularly, self-conscious, very about observant about, the social phenomena of the world. And I was sort of the same way, and it was so cathartic to see the comments and commentary of these people, and they were describing things that I felt were all in my head, and I was the only one, and I was too afraid to even talk about this stuff because you have a lot to lose in college when you don't have a job, and there's social pressures, and you're not experienced enough in the whole life where you can just the stakes are not as high as you think after you've gone through a lot of stuff. But in college you don't know that, and so it was really refreshing to see these people's opinions on what the true realities of social interaction were like, and how attractiveness played an incredibly important role in that. And so, that was my mentality for a long time, even with my ex, where I would get really upset when I felt she wasn't giving me the attention, or just the effort that I felt should be required in a relationship, and holding on to those moral or naturalistic beliefs where if I was simply more attractive or more charismatic, they would do X, Y, and Z. That would really bring me down, and I still really have those thoughts from time to time, and I sort of just like internally crash when those things happen, and I need to just sit down and lay down and isolate for a bit and just try to ride the wave. But I think the difference now compared to then is that I just don't care about that anymore. And I know it sounds cliche. I really hate how people will say like, oh, just don't give an F, or like, oh, just do whatever you want. Like it's a lot more than that, because it's not just about it's not really about not caring about appearance or whatever. I don't want to put it that way. For me, what it's really about is that after losing a lot of the things in my life due to severe anxiety and having to be hospitalized because of it, and just not being able to feel like having a functioning mind anymore, I think what I realized, or what changed in me, is that I just want to love someone again. I just want to feel love myself. And I want to be happy giving or feeling that love. And it makes me so happy doing that for someone else, and to give that to someone and spread joy and give my heart and just open up to someone. And I realize I realize how much I really care about that, and how much the act of giving myself to someone is what makes me feel alive. once I had felt I lost that and I just wanted that back, I realized myself feeling that way, like wanting to give and just feeling motivated to give, was way more important than having someone like me back. And that thinking sort of completely changed what I do. It completely changed my mentality and my life for that matter. Um, Unfortunately, I can't tell you that I've been more successful as a result of that mentality. And I think I like to tell people that, not caring and being more outgoing and living in the moment, it may be more freeing, but it doesn't necessarily make you more successful. And I told this one YouTuber I commented on his video that once you realize that, once you realize that living in the moment doesn't guarantee any more enjoyment, it becomes a lot easier to do because you realize that being free and being impulsive and being spontaneous has nothing to do with how charismatic or charming you are. They're completely unrelated. And if you think about it from that way, then you're like, oh, do I want to be more impulsive and more, more emotional and living in the moment? Or do I actually just want to be more charismatic and just using that as a ulterior way to get to a more charming place or more charming personality? When people realize that, think about that way, I think they truly realize they don't actually care about living in the moment. But for me, it's like, yes, I want to be charming, I want to be successful, but I more just want to give my soul to someone. And it's gone to the point where I don't know how to explain it. It's like I just beg for these opportunities, and even if I'm obviously the loser in this situation or I have no chance of success, I still want to do it. I still want to talk to people. I still, I, I don't know. I still want to share myself because the feeling of wanting to love and seeing someone as, being worthy of all my attention, that's what makes me happy. And because of that, I've started to just talk to people, and I know when I have this inner feeling that when I look at someone, I have that split second where I'm like, I want to talk to that person. It's just this urge. And then after that, you have all these rationalizations like, oh, it's not going to work. Oh, I can't think of anything to say. Oh, it's going to be awkward. It's like you're preparing all these conversations in your head. But deep down, the desire, the urge is there to go out and reach out to that person. And I become really good at feeling that and just doing that. And like today, I didn't have a soccer ball. I just wanted to juggle a ball a bit. And, because I'm at home, we don't really have all the stuff that I need here. I was like, let me just go knock on the neighbor's door. Like that was not something I could have done like 3 years ago before all this severe anxiety stuff, which is ironic because the anxiety, I couldn't do it with anxiety, but, after anxiety and then the medication where it calmed me down, I'm much more willing to just do things like that because I have that split second urge where it's like, oh, I should just go ask a neighbor. Why should I don't need to go buy something, buy a new soccer ball where I only want to use it for a day or two before I go back. there's plenty, all my neighbors like are sporty, they have kids and stuff like that. Let me just go ask them. So I nervously walked up to the door, rang the doorbell, sort of just like looked at my feed and was really nervous, but it turned out okay. My next door neighbor, he had his wife and kids at home. He invited me inside. We talked a bit. We talked about all sorts of things. I'm not going to get too much into it, but they gave me a soccer ball and it was great. We had even if there were awkward moments, like, I'm glad that I talked to someone. It was something that I did, it was something that passed the time. And in that moment, it felt nervous. Yeah, it felt really nervous, but I don't know. It doesn't have to mean I felt good or bad, but I got to talk to someone. And even if it feels bad, I try to improve and try to feel more calm and, just slowly adapt and intuit what I need to say or how to be myself. And, you know, that's the feeling that I want now. I just want to act on these urges and to want to have that desire again. Just the desire. That's it. And that's why, all these videos talking about true desire, like these double standards, or they don't treat you this way because of this. Like, when I see those things, I just don't want to see it anymore. Like, it doesn't help. And I've realized that it doesn't help at all. You know, we need to feel the motivation to just want to do things, even without other people wanting to, the ulterior motivation to be like, because I just want to enjoy it. And I think that's um that's something I truly believe in now. So I hope others feel the same way and can understand why this sort of, human psychology and the real social sociology or social nature of real, nature of men and women. I just feel there's no point, you know. I just want to do things. I'm like a dog chasing cars. I want to know what to do if I got one. So, yeah, I hope, uh, I hope if you watch this, that you resonate with that message. So, happy Mother's Day.